A lot of people have written into me, asking me to predict the outcome of the Bengal elections. Will Mamta Banerjee be Chief Minister one more time? Or will BJP manage to wrest this state away from her grasp? In 2019, I had done a detailed analysis of the horoscope of the Chief Minister of Bengal, Mamta Banerjee. At that time, there was some talk that she could be a contender at the center, that she could make a run for the post of Prime Minister of India. At that point, I had said that Mamta Banerjee had little chance of coming to the center, but would continue to be relevant in her own state. So what's going to happen in 2021? Will Mamta Banerjee win Bengal one more time? Or will the BJP manage to wrest this state away from her? Now, this is actually a very difficult prediction to make, for one simple reason. Whenever I look at a situation, I compare the horoscopes of the two principal contenders. I see who is the more powerful of the two, and then I'm able to make a statement about who I believe is going to win the election. In this election, we know that Mamta Banerjee is looking to be the Chief Minister one more time. But who from the BJP is going to be the Chief Minister? Who is her principal opponent in this election? We still do not know. The BJP fights all elections in the name of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but it is not Narendra Modi who's going to be the Chief Minister of Bengal. So comparing the horoscopes of Mamta Banerjee and Narendra Modi is actually not the best way of understanding this question, because Narendra Modi is not going to replace Mamta Banerjee even if he is successful in his campaign. But we have no other way of looking at this question. And we also know that the BJP is Narendra Modi and Narendra Modi is the BJP. So let's look at his horoscope to see how he is likely to fare, how the party is likely to fare in these elections, and let's compare that horoscope with Mamta Banerjee's. The Bengal elections are going to be held from the 27th of March to the 29th of April 2021 in 8 phases, and the results will be declared on the 2nd of May 2021. What I'm going to do right now is look at the horoscopes of Mamta Banerjee and Narendra Modi for the date, the 2nd of May 2021, and see who is looking to be more powerful and who is stronger on that date. I have already done a detailed analysis of the horoscope of Mamta Banerjee in 2019, and I've done a detailed analysis of Narendra Modi's horoscope several times, including recently when I analyzed the farmers' crisis in India. I'm not going to explain which planets are particularly beneficial and why, because I've done that already. But for Mamta Banerjee, let me just tell you that the dasha that she is running right now, the planet that controls her horoscope to the greatest extent, is Saturn. Saturn is the Mahadasha Lord for Mamta Banerjee. Let's very quickly look at Saturn in this horoscope and see how it is functioning for the Chief Minister of Bengal. Saturn in Mamta Banerjee's horoscope is in sign number 7. It is in its sign of exaltation. Whenever a planet is exalted, particularly a planet like Saturn, it's likely to give very, very good results. Similarly, when a planet is in debilitation and it's a favorable planet, it's not likely to do very much for the horoscope. In Mamta Banerjee's case, Saturn is in exaltation. It is also sitting in the 7th house of the horoscope, which is the house of partnership, which is the house of relationships, which is the house of alliances. Saturn in the 7th house functions very well. And this Saturn for Mamta Banerjee is exalted. The Antardasha for Mamta Banerjee is that of Rahu. Rahu is the Antardasha Lord in Mamta Banerjee's horoscope right now. Rahu is a dishonest planet. Rahu is a tricky planet. Rahu is a planet of deceit. Rahu is a planet of delusion and illusion. In Mamta Banerjee's case, Rahu is sitting in the 10th house. The 10th house is the best place for Rahu to be positioned in, because the 10th house is the house of profession. It is the Karmsthan. When Rahu sits in the 10th house, it promotes the 10th house, the house of profession, to a very great extent. And it teaches the individual all the dishonest methods, all the trickery, the sam, dam, dand, bhed, as they say, that helps the individual succeed in the professional sphere. At the 3rd level of her horoscope, Mamta Banerjee once again has Rahu. So Rahu is the Antardasha Lord as well as the Pratyantardasha Lord. The Suksham Dasha Lord for Mamta Banerjee on the day the result is going to be announced, will be Jupiter. Now this is interesting because the Mahadasha Lord for Mamta Banerjee is Saturn, which is extremely favorable. But Saturn and Jupiter are two planets that do not function very well with each other. Saturn and Jupiter are typically believed to be enemies of each other. Saturn is looking to help this horoscope, so Jupiter will not be particularly benefic. The Pran Dasha is the most minute division of the Dasha chart, which allows us to understand which planet is controlling that exact day in the individual's life. In Mamta Banerjee's case, on the 2nd of May 2021, the Pran Dasha Lord in her chart is Venus. Venus and Jupiter are not good with each other because Venus is the Akarak for Jupiter and Jupiter is the Akarak for Venus. So, the position of Jupiter as the Suksham Dasha Lord is what is bringing trouble to this horoscope. Jupiter is not going to allow for very great success because Jupiter is going to clash with the Dasha Lord, which is Saturn, and it's also going to clash with the Pran Dasha Lord, which is Venus. Can I predict very strong success for Mamta Banerjee in this election? Definitely not. But I'll tell you something. Rahu is very strong in her chart during this election. It's going to teach her all the trickery that is required for her to come out on top. It's very difficult to defeat Rahu. Rahu knows how to win under any circumstances, and if Rahu is your enemy, it knows how to destroy you in any manner as well. Rahu is looking to support the horoscope of Mamta Banerjee. Rahu is favorable for Mamta Banerjee, so this election is going to see her employ every method that is required to come out on top. Will she come out on top? The fact that Jupiter is so prominent in the Dasha system seems to suggest that it's going to be difficult for her, but the fact of the matter is you cannot write her out of this race until we have a clear idea of what Narendra Modi's horoscope is looking like on that day. Again, I won't go into very much detail in explaining Shri Narendra Modi's horoscope, but we all know that he has a Mars ascendant, therefore Mars is very favorable for his horoscope. Sun is the lord of the 10th house of profession, and Sun in any case is very favorable for a Mars ascendant. And Moon is the lord of the 9th house, which is the house of destiny, and Moon is definitely going to promote the destiny of Narendra Modi. The Prime Minister of India is running the Mahadasha of Moon. His time is very good. The Antardasha that he is running, at the time the results of the Bengal elections are going to be announced, is that of Sun. Surya, Sun, is the Antardasha Lord of Narendra Modi at that time. And the Prati Antardasha Lord for Narendra Modi, on the day the election results of Bengal are announced, is Mars. Mars is the lord of his ascendant, Sun is the lord of his profession, Moon is the lord of his destiny. These are three extremely powerful planets for Narendra Modi. I can tell you, had it been a direct fight between Mamta Banerjee and Narendra Modi, I would have had no hesitation in stating that Narendra Modi is going to win and win by a comfortable margin. But we know that this is not a fight between Mamta Banerjee and Narendra Modi directly. And also, on that day, the results of several other states are also going to be announced. The 2nd of May 2021 is a very fortunate day for Narendra Modi. But that could also mean that he ends up doing very well in elections in other states. There are elections in Kerala and in Tamil Nadu and Assam, so he could do very well over there. It doesn't necessarily and automatically mean that he's going to win Bengal. But the fact of the matter is, he cannot do badly in any of these elections. This day cannot be a disappointing day for him. What does that mean for Bengal? Mamta Banerjee's Rahu is very powerful. Rahu is very difficult to defeat, but even if she does win, she's going to win by a very slender margin. It's going to be a very difficult victory for her. The BJP and Narendra Modi are going to be extremely strong in that state. I can tell you, I would not even be surprised if Modi's horoscope is so strong that it's able to sweep the state into the BJP's kitty. On the 2nd of May 2021, the BJP will definitely be the party that will be more satisfied with their performance in this election.